Hello to all of my friends here. We are going to make pad thai, and this might be a little bit of a healthier version than a traditional pad thai. And what's funny is I had plans to make this for dinner tonight, and my husband and I actually went out last night to our favorite Thai place, and he got pad thai, and we like it enough that he's willing to eat it again tonight for dinner. So there's a little bit of prep work involved in all of this. So we're gonna start by doing all of it. But let me just show you, I already gathered all of my ingredients so that we would be a little bit ahead of the game here. Starting with, you're gonna need some broccoli slaw. I've got chicken over here. I just have it setting in the sink. We've got some carrots, some purple cabbage. I also have green. You could use both. You could substitute just green. It's totally fine either way. A red bell pepper. I pulled some green onion off the garden, and actually I needed the whites too, and I don't know why I didn't cut that now that I think about it. We've got some garlic cloves, 3 eggs out of the fridge. I'm gonna be using ginger paste because this is so easy and convenient, and we almost always have this in our refrigerator. But if you would rather use fresh ginger or even ground ginger, go for that. And then dressing ingredients or sauce ingredients over here, rice vinegar, some lime, coconut aminos. You can use soy sauce if that's your preference. Crushed red pepper. We are using, you can use almond butter, but we like this peanut butter right here. It's literally just, there's 2 ingredients, sea salt and peanut butter. Sea salt and peanuts, that's it. That's all that's in this. So that's why we get that one. And then I've got some avocado oil. Now, the preference for this would probably be to add sesame oil. We actually don't use sesame oil, so we're gonna skip that, but it does give like a nice toastiness to the flavor. So if you wanna add that as well, I'll have the link to the recipe in the description box if you wanna add all of that. So everything is out and ready to go. And I'm gonna get squared away here. The first thing that I need to do is really just chop, cut, prep, all the things, okay? Let me just push the garlic to the side. Okay, let's start with the shredder. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I use this thing in every single video. If you have been here for a while, you've seen me use this thing in every single video. All right, let's add this. Now I'm gonna have to cut cabbage a little bit to be able to fit pieces in here to shred. You could just chop this up, okay? But we already have this out, so we're gonna use it. And we need it for the carrots. So we can just put this in here like so. And shred. I do kind of feel like a whole head of cabbage is a lot. I mean, a lot. But I do wanna have leftovers for lunch tomorrow. Let's do about half maybe. Overall, we needed about 1.5 cups, which I think this is plenty. And this is less than half. Yeah, that's good. All right, the next thing we'll do is add in the carrots, which I'm gonna use the small shredding part, function, tool, insert, whatever you call it. So we'll add that in. Okay, let's just peel these first, at least a little bit. And then just shred it up straight into this bowl. Also, I feel like it can go without saying, but just in case I need to say it, there's this nice little thing that protects your fingers that you can put in here. I advised you use it, okay? I advised it. Hi. It is about 5 days after I filmed this video. It is gonna continue in just a moment, but I thought this was the perfect time to say you should always use the guard. Also, this is a significant improvement from what it looked like even 2 days ago. I did not get this on film, and it's probably a really good thing. I'm actually supposed to still keep it elevated, so I'm walking around like this around my house all the time. But I was making food to take to a couple in our church who the wife just had surgery, and I was using our rotary slicer that you guys know I love to use, and I was not paying attention, just using it like I have for the past 6-7 years, always. And the finger got caught in the slicer. Ooh, it like gives me, you know when you've had an injury and it's recent and it still just like makes you a little queasy? Y'all, I used to work in the ER. I can handle almost anything, okay? But if it's on yourself, it's still a little different. FYI, I am okay. We are recovering. This is gonna sound really silly, but the first thing that I said was, thank you, Lord, that I did not take off my fingernail, because that is so easy to do. It's on the underside of my finger, the injury. But y'all know how much I love my nail polish. And so I was very thankful that at some point after this heals in 2 to 3 months, I will still be able to have nail polish on all of my fingers. I know that sounds so silly, but really, truly, that was one of my first thoughts. I'll spare you all of the gory details if you guys see me in the next several videos. If you don't see me with something on my finger, like the wrap that you can put on there, that means it was probably filmed before this. And if you do see that, it's probably gonna be the next month at least, probably more, that you see me with some sort of bandage on my finger. And that's where we are. We're good, we're here. It hurts really bad. I'm not gonna lie, it hurts really bad. Please use the guard. Just use the guard, okay? There's this nice little thing that comes with it. Looks like this right here. Please use the guard, not your fingers. And we will continue on with the video now. So we actually want about 1.5 cups of shredded carrots as well. And actually, I kind of need to leave this out because I might take a pause on this video and shred some carrots separately, because y'all know we eat our raw carrot salad every day and I have not shredded carrots, and we ate the last one today. So maybe I'll prep that. Let me know in the comments, are y'all a fan of Thai food? And if so, what is your favorite thing? I feel like pad Thai is probably the most well-known dish. The one that I eat, I cannot pronounce whenever we go to our favorite place, which is called Bon Thai. And do you remember what the one I get is called? What? It's called Pad Gyong something. Yeah, it's 3 words. I need to look it up. I'll put it on the screen if we can figure it out, but it's so good. And it has bamboo shoots in it. And I think that's probably my favorite thing about the dish. All right, that should be enough carrots for this portion. So let me set this to the side and shred the rest of the carrots for our raw carrot salad. Okay, the carrots are shredded and I also made our raw carrot salad, so we are caught up on that. Let me move these back here. And now we need to chop up the red pepper, like thin strips. And if you prefer a different color pepper, that's totally fine. It's really just adding some beautiful color to this. And honestly, I could have done this in my cheese shredder. Why do I do these things? I make things more difficult than I need to. And we can just go straight into the bowl that the other stuff is in. I love meals like this because although, yes, it is typically a little more prep, you're prepping a lot of things at one time. And then like you saw, I was already prepping carrots for this, so I went ahead and prepped our raw carrot salad. It's gonna make enough that we'll be able to eat this for leftovers tomorrow, and I'm a big fan of meals like that. Also, this is one of those that if you're kind of prepping things on a Sunday or the beginning of the week, however it is that you do it, this is super convenient for prep because you can get all these vegetables prepped and ready to go. When you're ready to make this on Tuesday or Wednesday night, everything is ready. You're just tossing it all in the pan. I am really excited because I had such a cool call today. Really hoping to kind of expand on this community that we have and create some new things for you guys. So my husband and I just have been brainstorming of how we're gonna go about the next phase, the next stage, and what kind of things we can offer. I think everybody probably has a desire for a deeper connection, and that's kind of where we are too. We'd love to connect more with you guys. So just different ways that we've been looking into how to do that, how to make that better and easier. So hopefully new things are coming, y'all, hopefully. All right, that is all prepped. And you know what? While we're here on this side, let's go ahead and get together the sauce ingredients so that that'll be done, and then everything else is over there. Oh, I also have to cut the chicken, I forgot about that. So we'll chop up the chicken into little cubes in just a second here, but let's go ahead and start the sauce. So you need about a 1/4 cup of almond butter or peanut butter, whatever your preference is there. And we had almond butter at one point, but I guess we ran out. All right, about a 1/4 cup-ish. I actually prefer a little heavier on the sauce. I want a little more sauce. I like a saucy pad thai. All right, this is a new coconut aminos, but we need about a 1/4 cup of that as well. Y'all can measure, please feel free to do that. We just eyeball a lot of things here. It's funny, one of my friends from church texted me, I think it was yesterday, and she was making the lemon crinkle cookies. Okay, so story here. I actually took those to church, like I said that I was going to. I forgot when we were filming the video, I told my husband he could take them to work, but then I said, wait, I already said that these were going to church. Anyway, so she texted me and she was like, all right, I'm making those lemon crinkle cookies. How do you go about measuring your flour? Because she was asking like, so that I get this exactly how you made it. And I told her, I was like, we measure with love. And so we just hope for the best. She was like, that is not what I wanted to hear. That is not helpful. I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. Sorry. But she made them and said they were delicious. She loved them. Also, your sauce might look smoother than mine. This peanut butter, it's not crunchy, but it's called crunchy. They don't puree it all the way. So mine's a little bit more, it has like peanut pieces in it. All right, 3 tablespoons, major off track. 3 tablespoons of lime juice. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. You can go lighter if you want less heat. Mine's probably closer to a 1/4 teaspoon, just making sure it's not too spicy for the kids. Adding in some rice vinegar, about 2 tablespoons of that. And then this is where you would add the sesame oil. I'm just gonna add avocado oil, about a tablespoon, but feel free to add the sesame oil if you enjoy using that. Now you can add ginger anywhere else in the recipe too, but I'm just gonna go ahead and toss it in with our sauce here. I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of ginger because that's a flavor that we really like. The second my husband goes out, the dog wants to go out too. She cannot stand for somebody to be outside and her not be out there. All right, so sauce is made, veggies are prepped, chicken needs to be cut, and then pretty much ready. All right, at this point, I am just gonna cut up the chicken into little 1-inch cubes so that that'll be ready. Okay, so I'm cutting into strips and then we're just gonna cut into little pieces. You really want them to be small enough and bite-sized enough that they'll work well in a noodle dish, so not big at all. And then you can also cut them into really thin strips if that's your preference. I also learned my lesson. The last time that I made this, I mixed in all of the noodles, and let me just tell you, rice noodles, although they'll reheat all right, they don't quite reheat as well as what I would want them to reheat. So we're only gonna make enough of the noodles tonight to go with exactly the amount that we need for our family. Then when I wanna reheat for lunch tomorrow, I'll make more noodles because we have plenty of them. So that's kind of my little tip for this recipe. Okay, at this point, everything is prepped and ready. So I'm gonna head over to the other side of the kitchen here where we've got everything set up and we're gonna start cooking. All right, let's get the heat onto this pan here. I'm going for like a medium high. Make sure it's centered, and we need about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of oil. It all depends on how non-stick your pan is. While we do that, let's take our 3 eggs here, which I probably could have done earlier, and crack and whisk those so that they are ready. Okay, eggs whisked. All right, we are gonna scramble these and then we'll take them out and just set them aside. Bring that heat up just a smidge. And actually, let me just season these a bit. I have some seasonings already out. Here's some garlic powder. Might as well, right? A little bit of onion powder. And we'll do a touch of salt. Y'all, 2 times the other day, 2 times right in a row, I was making a recipe, and instead of opening this part, you know, where you can sprinkle, I dumped 2 times in a row. I mean, I'm talking within seconds of one another, and had to remake the recipe. Fortunately, it was only like the 2nd ingredient because I was making a dressing. I'm like, what is happening? I have lost my mind. Okay, just scrambling the eggs. Real simple here. Okay, that's it. Now we're just gonna add this to a little bowl over here to the side. And I'm gonna add just a touch more oil, just a touch, making sure nothing sticks. And we need to add the chicken here into the skillet. It's gonna be a lot of chicken. We had a lot of chicken in that pack. All right, so I wanna get as even of a layer as possible and let this saute for about, I'm not gonna put this back in the eggs, let this saute for about 2 minutes or so. It will continue to cook as we put the other ingredients in there, but I wanna give it a head start to get a little bit of a saute or sear on that chicken. Okay, and as this is in here, we're gonna season it. I like garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of salt on this one. I keep it pretty simple because the dressing that we're adding, or the sauce, has tons of flavor, but I do think that adding those helps a lot. You can even add some ground ginger to the chicken if you want, which I'm actually not sure I have. I'd need to check that. So this is a pretty simple recipe. It's not something that you should feel like is complicated. It's just that there's prep work involved as far as the cutting and the dicing and, you know, that kind of stuff, making the sauce, but it's all homemade. It's good ingredients. It can feed an army. It's so worth it. Now this pan, this is probably actually the biggest one I have. I might have one a little bit bigger. But you're gonna want a nice large pan to fit all of this if you're making the full recipe, because there's a lot going in there. Okay, just maybe a minute, another minute is good. Okay, now because of the fact that my pan is small and I have a lot of stuff to fit in there, I'm gonna start with the broccoli slaw and add that. And then when that cooks down a little bit, I'll add the other bowl of ingredients. Also, I don't know if I said it, but over here we've got a pot with some water in it. I'm starting that process of boiling. Now, obviously, you could also make your own broccoli slaw if you want to. Save the stalks from your broccoli after you use the broccoli head, the crowns, and then you just put them in your cheese grater and grate it up, and you've got a broccoli slaw. Now, this one already has some of that cabbage and a few carrots in there, so we're gonna get a little more of that, but I am okay with it. This is going to be a very, very full pan, y'all. Okay, let's start to add some of the other ingredients in as that cooks down. Look at those vibrant colors. This is part of why I love a recipe like this. Okay, now to help it cook down a little bit more, I am gonna put the lid on for just a few minutes so that steam can help everything come down. Just a few minutes. I just realized I forgot to add the minced garlic. Ideally, you probably would add this in a little earlier, but I still think we're all right. We're not too far into this recipe, so I think it'll be okay. Okay, let's make a stir attempt. This is risky. Okay, all in all, this will probably take about 10 minutes for everything to cook down. But I did add a lot. I mean a lot. When I say a healthier version of pad thai, we're adding lots and lots of good veggies, and we're using coconut aminos instead of soy sauce. You can use that almond butter if you're not a fan of peanut butter. And you can make this a noodle-free version if you want. So if you don't want the rice noodles, just skip out on that part altogether. And then that's cutting down on carbs. If you are into that sort of thing. I love carbs. I'm gonna have the noodles. But to each their own, each person can do what works for them. Okay, continue to let this just cook down. Then we'll add the eggs back in, add the sauce in. It's gonna be delicious. Time to add in the noodles. That's what we're gonna be using for tonight. That is 1 box of 8.8 ounces of noodles. These take about 8 minutes to cook. Okay, I think we're looking good here. Okay, I was just about to comment on how I had kept the stove clean, and then I just threw some over the side. I think we're looking pretty good. We're gonna lose the green color if we continue to cook. So let's add back in those eggs and mix. Okay, now pour over all of that sauce and mix. I'm gonna add in some of the green onion right now, and then some of it will be for topping. Ooh, turn the heat down. We need to be on basically low at this point. Oh my goodness, I am tossing it all over the side. Okay, I'm gonna try this portion. I know it doesn't look super appetizing, but give me a minute. Let's see where we are. That flavor is spot on. Whoa, that is so good, y'all. All right, we are close to serving at this point. All right, these noodles are done. So I'm gonna take them out, put them in a bowl. You can just drain them too if you want. Okay, now take about 50% of what we have in here, because that's probably what we're gonna eat tonight. Maybe a little more than 50%. I'll just see how much we have once I mix this together. Yeah, it's probably gonna be about 50 actually, so this is 2 meals for us. Okay, toss this together with the noodles. Kind of like a light toss. You don't be too handsy with it. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more of our mixture. Okay, for serving purposes for our family, I'm gonna go into this bowl that we'll take to the table. And now add some more of that green onion to the top. You can also add crushed peanuts, sesame seeds, cilantro. I mean, add the things that you love to this, y'all. A lime wedge would be really, ooh, do we have lime? Yes, we do. I feel like we need some cilantro too. So let's add that. This is a lot of green, but you get the point. All right, so this is a little bit of a healthier version of pad thai. I was telling them that last night you actually had pad thai, so this is 2 nights in a row.
I had pad thai.
Oh, I don't know if that's different.
I don't know if it's different either.
But our favorite Thai place, it's really good. It's a little hole in the wall kind of place. Their spice levels are 1 to 5. 2 is about as much as I can handle. Like, they actually have a sign that if you order a 5, yeah, you can't complain about it.
Yeah.
Because you're not sending your food back because it's going to be inedible.
Eat
basically.
at your own risk.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And it hits you, right? Yeah. Like, I got 3 once, I think, and it hit me pretty hard.
So this one is not spicy at all, mainly because with the kids, they're not going to want it spicy. Another thing that I did different than the last time we made pad thai is we put all the noodles in the recipe before, and remember when we reheated the next day, we were like, noodles didn't reheat all that well. Yep. So I took half of the saucy mixture, mixed with noodles, and then tomorrow for a reheat for lunches, we'll make fresh noodles to mix in. So
if we have it tomorrow.
Oh yeah. It's a really good amount.
Yeah.
It's a surprisingly large amount. Make sure you get some of the stuff besides the noodles. I think it's super tasty. It's less sweet than the one that you had last night, which is your only complaint about theirs at Bon Thai is it's a little sweet. Yeah. I think it's supposed to be a little sweet.
I think it's supposed to.
The peanut butter and that kind of flavor and stuff, but I think it's the perfect amount of sweetness for sure.
Yes, and cilantro.
Oh yeah,
taste that right away.
Actually, we can add more cilantro. I just didn't want it to be like a crazy mess of cilantro all over the top for pictures. But y'all saw, I mean, this is easy to make. It's not hard. It's not complicated. You just gonna eat it all while we're here?
I'm guessing the majority is the prep, maybe?
Cutting all of the stuff. And like I said, if you guys do like I do, where you prep on Sundays, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have these prep videos that I do where basically we just prep a bunch of things for the week. But one of the things that you can do in that prep style is go ahead and chop all of your veggies that you need for your recipes that week, because that is gonna make things tremendously easier when you go to actually make the meal.
That's a great idea.
You're just pulling them out of the fridge and it's, in its separate containers or whatever, and it's all ready to go, and then it's just dump into a skillet. Because y'all saw 50% of this recipe was prepping the ingredients. So, but this is really good. Do you have any thoughts on the taste?
No, I agree with what you said. It takes away some of that sweetness that I didn't like. And then you still have some of the crunch from the different vegetables and that cilantro. I don't know if cilantro is supposed to go in a pad thai or not, but I love it in just about anything. It's so good.
The only thing I don't have to put on the top of this is the crushed peanuts.
Oh yeah, that's
which I
good.
do really like. But our peanut butter is a little bit crunchy, so I think it's gonna be okay.
Oh, that's in there, huh? Yeah, and that's good
our
peanut
good peanut butter, that's right.
Good stuff.
Our verse today comes from Deuteronomy 24. For the Lord your God is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to give you the victory. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want more inspiring and encouraging content, you need to check out this video that I have right here because this recipe is so good. You're gonna add this to your menu this week, I have no doubt. Have a great week.